This just in. Have you ever watched a potential client's soul physically leave their body while you rambled on for 3 agonizing minutes about what your business actually does? You built this company from the ground up. You know your industry inside and out. And yet the moment someone casually asks, "So what do you do?" your brain entirely short circuits. You vomit out a nervous, jargon-filled monologue that ends with a vague whimper like, "I basically help businesses with their marketing." It is one of the most financially devastating communication problems a small business owner faces. Your inability to explain what your story is in one line is not just an awkward social tick. It is a massive revenue leak. It infects your website, your pitch decks, and your LinkedIn bio, making you look like an interchangeable amateur. As a StoryBrand certified guide, I am constantly trying to rescue brilliant business owners who are burying their actual value underneath mountains of generic AI-generated corporate slop. In a digital landscape completely drowning in frictionless, automated garbage, human clarity is your ultimate weapon. So let's rip apart the terrifying neuroscience of modern attention spans, explore exactly why listing your services is bankrupting you, and learn the ruthless 3-part formula that will make your ideal clients violently shove their credit cards into your hands. By the way, if you're new here, I'm Vicky Sidler, a StoryBrand certified guide and duct tape marketing strategist from the Strategic Marketing Tribe. And I help small business owners like you build failure-proof marketing by focusing on the exact 20% of efforts that drives 80% of the results. All so that your marketing stops feeling like a miserable second job you never asked for. But let's be honest, if your messaging is confusing or tries to say everything at once, your ideal clients will instantly ignore you. That's what my 5-minute marketing fix was built to solve. Stop losing sales. Download the fix now. You can get it for free in the description below, or you can go to strategicmarketingtribe.com/fix. Okay, now with all of that out of the way, why are you losing your audience to a goldfish? If you think you have time to slowly warm up your audience with a long-winded company history, you are entirely delusional. The 8-second doomsday clock is already running the moment a prospect sees your brand. The average human attention span has violently declined from 12 seconds in the year 2000 down to just 8.25 seconds today, famously shorter than that of a literal goldfish. That staggering 33% drop happened because your message is directly competing against a world relentlessly flooded with notifications, noise, and infinite digital options. In the business world, this plays out with brutal, terrifying speed. When you meet someone in person, you have exactly 7 seconds to make a first impression. And research shows it takes a mere 1/10 of a second for someone to start judging your trustworthiness. Online, it is a bloodbath. Website visitors form an opinion of your page in 0.05 seconds and will decide whether to bounce or stay within 8 seconds. A shocking 92% of business websites fail to communicate their value proposition within that tiny 5-second window. If your audience cannot instantly figure out what you do, how it helps them, and what they need to do next, they are gone forever. And that brings us to the next question. Why is listing your services a neurological tragedy? You have been conditioned by boring corporate culture to believe that listing your technical services makes you look professional. But human psychology completely rejects raw data. Research consistently proves that human beings are 22 times more likely to remember facts when they are packaged within a story rather than presented as bare data. If you say, "We provide end-to-end marketing automation solutions," the brain flags it as useless corporate jargon and discards it within minutes. Raw data alone is remembered by a pathetic 5 to 10% of listeners. However, when you frame that exact same data as a narrative, like a customer struggling with a problem, finding a solution, and achieving a transformation, retention explodes to around 67%. This is the exact reason Donald Miller, the creator of the StoryBrand framework, aggressively argues that businesses must stop confusing people and start telling a simple story. The financial impact is undeniable. Storytelling improves conversion rates by roughly 30%. Brands that use clear, consistent messaging see up to 23% higher conversion rates, and maintaining brand consistency across all channels can skyrocket revenue by 23% to 33%. But what is the secret 3-part antidote to corporate jargon? When someone asks, "What's your story in one line?" they absolutely do not want your life biography or your boring elevator pitch. They are silently asking, "Do you solve my specific problem, and can I trust you to do it?" To answer that, you must use the framework proven in over 10,000 businesses worldwide. A truly powerful one-liner consists of 3 strict elements. Number 1 is the problem. The single most powerful thing you can do is lead with your customer's problem, not your company's product. When you name their pain, their brain responds with immediate recognition, opening a psychological story loop that demands resolution. This works because 64% of consumers say stories help brands form stronger emotional connections. Number 2 is the solution. Once the problem is named, you introduce your solution by positioning yourself as the guide, not the hero. Your customer is the protagonist. They are looking for an expert who knows the path. Keep the language intensely conversational because 55% of consumers will recall a brand story over a list of corporate facts. And number 3 is the transformation. This is the part that actually converts. And it is the part most businesses entirely skip. You must paint a specific, vivid picture of what their life looks like after the problem is solved. The brain psychologically responds to imagined rewards almost identically to actual rewards. By triggering a preview of the life they desperately want, you make handing over their money feel like the most obvious next step. Okay, so what are the 5 ways you will inevitably mess this up? Armed with this formula, you are probably going to write a first draft that feels reductive, underwhelming, and fundamentally broken. Here is exactly why you are failing. First, you are making it about you instead of the customer. If you say we use proprietary 12-step methodology, you are talking to a mirror. Second, you are going way too broad. We help businesses grow, applies to literally every company on earth, and therefore connects with absolutely no one. Counterintuitively, the smaller and more specific you make your audience, the more clients you attract. Third, you are using toxic jargon. If you read your one-liner to someone outside your industry and they don't immediately understand it, you must rewrite it. Fourth, you are overpromising on the transformation. If your claim sounds like a late-night infomercial, the brain's skepticism filter will instantly block you. Finally, you are never testing it. Your first draft is a hypothesis. The only valid feedback is watching a real human being lean in and say, "Tell me more." So how do you survive a market flooded with automated garbage? You must realize that the ultimate competitive advantage right now is the emotional signal of real, empathetic human clarity. Your one-liner is the external expression of your internal business purpose. Vague businesses attract vague clients and exhaust themselves trying to be everything to everyone. Specific businesses attract specific clients and charge premium prices because their value is utterly unmistakable. If you hand this vital exercise over to a generative AI chatbot, it will spit out a generic, frictionless paragraph that makes you sound like a completely soulless corporate drone. You need a clear structural foundation to protect your brand identity from the trap of automated slop. So get my 5-minute marketing fix. This rapid diagnostic tool uses your actual human beating heart to craft a crystal clear StoryBrand one-liner. It gives you a standardized, reliable framework to firmly anchor your message across your website, your LinkedIn bio, and your sales pitches. Prove to your audience that you aren't just another lazy generalist pushing AI-generated garbage, but a fiercely authentic guide who actually understands their pain. Stop rambling and start converting. Download the fix now. You can get it for free in the description below, or you can go to strategicmarketingtribe.com/fix. But what about you? What is the absolute worst response you've ever heard when asking someone, so what do you do? I'll go first. I once asked a consultant at a dinner party, and he literally handed me a trifold brochure, pointed to a pie chart, and said, I execute synergistic paradigm shifts in the B2B SaaS space. My brain instantly shut down. Okay, your turn. What's the worst you've seen? Let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, you might like this one too. It's about whether or not you should optimize for AI search and the brutal truth about chatbot hallucinations. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.